Welcome to Faces of Czech Music, a Radio Prague International and Czech Center's podcast.
"2024 is the year of Czech music, as you know. We want to remind you that the Czech music has not stopped in the 19th century and that there are new names and new faces."
Faces of Czech Music is presented by
Amelia Mola-Schmidt
and Petr Dudek.
Our studio is a little cramped today. Let me welcome not one, but 4 musicians, the Kukal Quartet. Eliška Kukalová plays the first violin. Hello.
Hello, thank you for having us.
Klára Lešková, the second violin. Hello.
Hello.
Macho plays the viola. Hello.
Hello.
And Filip Rufer is a cellist. Hello.
Hello.
Classical music aficionados agree that the Kukal Quartet is formed by 4 exceptionally talented young musicians. So thank you for being here today. So why did you choose to play chamber music to start off? There's a big one for you. And isn't an individual career maybe more attractive? What is so unique or special about this group?
Well, I will take this question.
Okay.
Because me and Klárka, since we are 15, we always wanted to play in a string quartet, and a big role model was for us Benevit's string quartet, and we heard them playing Dvořák string quartet, which we later then played as well. And yeah, back then, like 10 years ago, we decided, okay, one day we want to play in a string quartet. And how many years ago? 3 years ago, we made that happen. We actually started with different boys.
But they were not good enough.
No. Maybe they were too good. So we started to play quartet with Vilém Vlček and Šimon Truska, and they now have actually amazing careers. Both of them. Vilém is playing solo, and Šimon Truska is playing with Pavel Haas quartet. And so we were searching for 2 positions in string quartet. And yes, we are now very happy to have these boys with us.
Great. You two have been long-term friends.
Yeah, we know each other for almost 20 years. We were in the same class. We had the same violin teacher for many years, and we met many times at music master classes, and we became good friends. So I think it was the best thing to do, that we will continue to play together.
How about the boys? You never wanted to play solo, Daniel?
Yeah, I wanted, but I have some changes sometimes a bit, and I like the chamber music more because I'm from Moravia, and I played in a cymbalom band, and it's like folk chamber music. And yeah, then at conservatory we had a piano trio because I studied there violin, and I really enjoyed it because it was for me like first meeting with true music, and we played together with Professor Jan Schulmeister, and he helped us to love the music. So it was first experience with chamber music for me.
Filip, when you got the offer to play with the Kukal Quartet, did you hesitate or were you happy to get such an offer? Was it something you wanted to?
Oh, I was actually really happy because I studied in Pardubice and I've never played high quality of chamber music, and I moved in Prague like 2 years ago, and really soon after a few months I met these beautiful talented people and then chose me to play with them, and it's really fast for me that, from Pardubice, a little conservatory, to this high quality chamber music, so I was really happy. But I want to say that chamber music is completely different than solo playing, but I don't think you have to choose in this young age like the chamber music 100%.
You can switch after a couple of years.
I'm still practicing my solo repertoire, and I want to attend few competitions in solo.
Wanted to say something, Eliška?
Well, our main focus is now on a string quartet, but yeah, it's extremely difficult to combine those two, like solo playing and quartet, because quartet requires a lot of time, like days and years.
From what I think I see what you're saying, it's a lot more work to be in a quartet.
Yeah,
playing solo is easier.
Yeah.
In a way.
No. It requires completely different amount of skills. But it's not a close case that now we are string quartet, but it doesn't mean that in 10 years we don't play solo anymore or
in the orchestra.
We are still very open to
everything.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah, but I would not definitely use the word sacrifice. I think it was.
I said that.
Yeah. Yeah, for me it was a big dream to play in string quartet, and I totally love it. And I am quite nervous when I play solo in the quartet. I feel like it's really nature for me, and I love it, and I'm enjoying every concert. So I think you should follow this. You have inside you, so I'm really happy to play.
I thought it might be difficult to, if you play in a quartet, to find time and place to rehearse together. And I know that Eliška and Klára studied abroad until quite recently in Austria. Isn't that difficult just to get together, to have an opportunity to play and rehearse and talk about music? Is it a problem for you or is it easy?
It was much more difficult because we had a lot of subjects, but now we are mostly in Prague. Mm-hmm. And I'm just traveling to Vienna just to have a solo lesson with my teacher. It's much easier.
Yeah, and now it's just 2 of us who are studying abroad. Before that, with other guys, it was like 4 of us.
We couldn't rehearse at regular basis. We had to work in a project.
We met for several days or weeks, and we practiced really intensively. And now it's more like that. When we are all in Prague, it's more easy to meet every day for a few hours.
My next question is, who of you is the leader of the band? And I guess it's Eliška. Am I right?
Definitely not.
Okay, so who is it? Is there a personality among you who is the leader in any sense?
Somehow in quartet there are maybe 4 leaders.
4 leaders?
Yeah.
Okay. All of you are leaders.
It's like in orchestra.
Mm-hmm.
There are groups in strings, and each group has a leader in front of them, and it's like the quartet players.
So in a quartet, it's a group of 1, and you are also a member of the group and a leader of the group. Is that what you are trying to say?
Something like that.
Very good. And if there is a question, for example, which composition are we going to play? How do you find an answer? Is it a common discussion?
Yeah, definitely.
Well, it depends. Sometimes we listen to some recordings and we speak about what we like and what we should play, what will make our quartet technique better. But in other cases, there are some concerts where ask us for playing some pieces, and we want to do it. It means that for next concert, which are around this date of the one concert, we usually play the same pieces, maybe some Czech pieces, and we offer them the pieces which we have in our repertoire, and they choose it or...
Let me think about a situation I think can happen. You are not sure whether you should play a piece in this way or in another way, whether you want to play it fast or whether you want to play it slower, what to stress in the composition. How do you come to an agreement?
It depends. What you just described, it's everyday bread for us. That we are almost not fighting, but discussing very intensively, like how we should play like some parts and if it should be slower or faster.
And what happens when there are disagreements? Are they usually like creative disagreements? How do you work through conflict while keeping the peace, essentially?
Keeping the quartet still together.
Keeping the quartet. What's a 3-person group called?
A trio.
Thank you. Oh man.
I think sometimes we just have to play it through many times, solve the problem itself.
Yeah, that is our idea, but the reality is that we are talking a lot.
Yeah.
Talking and maybe arguing.
Yeah.
Somebody tries to persuade the others, let's play it faster, for example, more dynamically or something. Is that what happens?
Who's the most persuasive out of all of you, would you say?
All of us.
They are strong individualities.
As you asked in the previous question. No leader in here.
We said that you are strong individuals. What strength or unique characteristics do you think you bring to the quartet if we start with Daniel? For
me, it was great experiences from studies because I studied viola with Pavel Nikl from the Pavel's Quartet, and he has a lot of experiences from that career. And I studied with him for 3 years. He helped me a lot with understanding of music. And then I have also some experiences from Erasmus, from Vienna and Berlin. So it is also interesting combination.
Filip, what was it you contributed with to the quartet, especially?
I think I'm trying to bring joy into our playing and try to... Yeah,
why are they
that's
laughing?
true. Filip is the calmest member.
Okay.
And he really brings us peace. Sometimes when we argue too much.
Yeah.
And also in podium you have to be calm.
I understand. Ladies?
Hard question. I didn't expect that.
Yeah, it is
very
hard
modest.
to talk about my strengths. I mean, it's definitely the Vienna influence because there are so many interesting subjects and we had a lot of oral music. I think Vienna gave me so much.
If we say that Filip, for example, is calm, what would be your characteristics which is good for the quartet? Maybe Klára knows that better.
I always appreciate that Eliška is really like stable player. I'm never afraid that she will play something wrong, or I'm never afraid of that. So I feel really secure, and it's really, really helpful.
So Eliška is reliable.
Yeah,
She's
totally.
always there.
Yes.
Always good tempo. Never
No, good tempo is always Klárka. He's always checking the right tempo.
Anything else? Or are you just the metronome?
That was really simplified. I'm sorry. Klárka is much more than a metronome.
Thank you, Eliška.
What do you think you bring, Klára?
I think maybe a good part of my personality is that I'm able to connect people somehow, and to help, to feel like that we are really together. So maybe it's the perfect position for me, the second violin, because you have to communicate with, of course we have to communicate all together, but it's really often that I sometimes play with Eliška and then I switch to lower voices. So I think maybe I'm good in that in usual life. So maybe it's this.
Your webpage informs that you respect the legacy of the Czech quartet school. If somebody like me, for example, doesn't know what Czech quartet school is, could you explain that?
Yes. Well, we have so many quartets, starting with a quartet where Dvořák was playing, and also Josef Suk, like the Bohemian Quartet, Smetana Quartet, and these famous quartets.
I think that the Czech repertoire is really hard to play and to understand to the music, especially Janáček or Smetana. In Janáček quartets there are a lot of arrangements, and especially the Smetana Quartet, and Milan Škampa, the violist from that quartet, was a specialist for the Janáček quartets, and there's maybe a bit tradition. Pavel Nikl from Pavel's quartet was student of the Milan Škampa, so there's like
the legacy.
And maybe also the connection through my father, because he also played in a string quartet. So maybe also through that we continue this tradition. Yeah.
How do you decide what you are going to play? Do you typically discuss, in tandem, or are you discussing with the organizers of the events? How do you come up with your compositions? How do you keep it fresh and exciting? Because I'm sure playing the same thing over and over again isn't always fun. So how do you go about that?
First of all, I'm never bored. When we play, for example, Dvořák, even for 10 times or more. But yeah, you said the organizers usually say what we should play. Like, I would say our maximum is to do one program each month. Even that is very demanding. It takes a lot of time to practice new pieces. We usually know like 6 months ahead what we are going to play.
Wow, that's quite in advance. But I guess that gives you lots of time to get it right together.
This is Faces of Czech Music with the Kukal Quartet. When you spoke about the time you spent together, do you sometimes go to a concert together to listen to something you are interested in? Is it something you do often?
Yeah, actually, we don't know each other for so long, but we had one experience together in Benevit's quartet concert. It was like a month ago in Rudolfinum. We have to attend these concerts and get inspired, because it inspired us a lot to listen at other quartets.
Yes, so we try to go regularly when, for example, also Pavel's quartet plays in Prague. If we have time, we usually go.
Apart from going to a concert, do you spend time together doing something else? Going to a bar or do some sports?
Maybe after rehearsal, but...
If rehearsal's been a rough one.
No, actually...
Yeah, but tomorrow we have a concert together in orchestra. We are playing in orchestra together, and after that, I think we'll go to the bar together.
Yeah.
But you have nothing like if you have a time off that you would pack and go to the country or to the mountains or to go hiking or anything. Why are you laughing? Is it a stupid question?
No, it's not, but
it's
actually,
a very good question.
Yeah, it is. We have our own partners and personal life, and we are spending like several hours together every day. We have to also have some life besides quartet.
Understood.
So the quartet's going to be premiering in London very soon at Czech Centers. How are you feeling about that? And what is on, and why are you going to London to start?
Sorry.
Philip?
Yeah, we were invited to London, where we are going to play in a Czech center and also in a Leamington festival. And like a week ago, we got invitation also to live broadcast in BBC Radio 3, where we are going to play for 15 minutes at least, and also we will have there a little interview. So that's our plan for London, and I hope we'll have to had some time for sightseeing, because I've never been to London.
Great city. That's very exciting though, about playing in the playing at BBC 3. That's great.
It's really exciting.
Do you know what you are going to play for the BBC?
Yeah,
We don't know yet.
We don't know.
Because it's...
But
Yeah, but it will be part of the program which we will
Definitely.
play in London.
I see. I also read that you will perform for the school children in Warwick. Do you know what you are going to play for the children?
Not the whole program, definitely, for kids. We could play some Dvořák, some Smetana maybe. One movement of Smetana.
Is it the
We'll
first
see.
time you are going to play for children, or do you play for children audience often?
I mean, me and Klarka, we did this before
I see.
in Japanese school.
But for the boys it will be the first time? Or do you play for children?
With quartet, not.
No.
Only in project with orchestra in Czech Philharmonic student.
But you know what it's like to play
Yeah.
for children.
It's really
Do you enjoy that?
yeah, I enjoyed the atmosphere. It's
Are kids curious about the music, do you find? Because I'm sure it's not something, well, maybe it is something that they hear more often, but I'm assuming it's music that maybe they're not used to hearing. Are they responsive to it?
You have to make them curious.
Yes, I wanted to say the same thing.
Your program this year is rather full. Concerts in Slovakia, Bulgaria, Spain, Belgium, if I'm not wrong. Is there some special venue where you would like to play at? A dream place you want to visit and perform at?
I don't know
Eliška?
if I could answer for of us, but
You can, because I think I know what you want to say.
so it's Japan.
Yes.
In Japan, is it the
Yes.
same for the boys?
of course.
Do you want to?
Because we
like to-
love sushi.
So what? Because you will eat sushi. Anything else? Any other reason why to play in
I
Japan?
spent 2 weeks in Japan in January this year, and it was first time for me, and it was really nice atmosphere there, because the audience comes with transparent,
With science.
with signs before and after the concerts, and there was really nice to us.
I heard that the Japanese know Czech music surprisingly well. Is it true?
That's true.
It's true.
Yeah.
There is a tradition of inviting Czech musicians to Japan, so maybe also that's why.
So Japan's a long haul. So if you do travel there together one day, are you good travel companions, the four of you? Do you get along well when you travel together?
We do,
Yeah.
surprisingly.
Yeah.
The free times.
Surprisingly, let's unpack that. Wait a minute. Eliška, you just dropped a bomb. Don't walk away. Who's the most annoying on a travel trip or not? Who's the one saying, "Are we there yet?" every 5 minutes?
Me.
So do you do get along most of the time? You get on well when you travel together.
Yeah, totally.
Our guests today were Eliška Kukalová, Klára Lešková, Daniel Macho, and Filip Rufer, the Kukal Quartet. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for inviting.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Faces of Czech Music is a Radio Prague International and Czech Center's podcast.
Presented by Petr Dudek.
And Amelia Mola-Schmidt.
Thank you and goodbye. The music you hear now is the Kukal Quartet performing Josef Suk's Meditation of the Old Czech Choral of St. Wenceslas. You also heard Franz Schubert's String Quartet No. 12, the Quartet Satz in C minor, performed by the Kukal Quartet.